So people need to understand that crypto is a big game, and the name of the game is waiting. All right. So we spend a lot of our times during this market cycle just waiting for these big explosive moves that take us to new zip codes where we set in new highs, new floors, and then basically prep for the next one to come. And unfortunately, a lot of that time is just blah, boring, not a whole lot going on. Well, the great news for Shiba Inu in the crypto market right now is it looks like that wait is just about over. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So SHIB got a little feisty last night. It actually ran all the way up to 40165. We tested our local resistance, got a little rejection there because we did see some drop across the crypto market, ADA, other assets. It came down just a little bit. But what I have to say is a very exciting sign is we're starting to see a lot more green over the last 24 hours. After, the charts have just been brutalized for quite some time and most assets have dealt with just bleeding in terms of price. We're finally starting to see maybe a foot planted in the ground, right? Now, SHIB, at least over the last week, has not dealt with as much negativity, as much drop as some other assets in the space. In fact, right now, again, SHIB is back in this range that it's comfortable at, basically right down here at 40155 through 40165. So now we have to see, do we have a day where SHIB can sustain this and hopefully get us into a nice spot where we have a slingshot to start the week. All right. Now, this isn't a guarantee or financial advice or anything like that. And I do want to show you guys something very interesting I found. I talked about this in my earlier ADA video. I know some people don't watch both content, so I'll mention it briefly. There's this narrative that's been floating around that there are too many coins in the space, and this is why SHIB isn't going to do well, and this is why we haven't had this big boom yet, and it's basically a whole bunch of BS. Because what I found just by doing the math is that there's actually a higher concentration now of capital within the top 100 than there was at this point last market cycle. Last market cycle, and on February 7th of 2021, because that's the date that they've had for the weekly, right, it was 95.86%, okay? This market cycle, 97.70%. So right now, people are actually focusing more, and the capital is focusing more on the top 100 assets in the space than I believe any time in history. So this is actually a very exciting sign for the crypto market. It's a very exciting sign for Shiba Inu. And what this is really showing people is that it's very hard to bring a new coin onto the scene and have it do well. And what that means is that if you're an established coin, if you're an established blue chip, you're just fine right now. And why this is so exciting for Shiba Inu is because there are a lot of up and coming, new meme coins in the space. But if you guys haven't noticed, it's very difficult for a lot of these to climb and try to flip something like Shiba Inu. This is why, frankly, SHIB and Doge may be the top two meme coins forever. Now, this isn't a guarantee or financial advice or anything like that. And understand that we've still just been stuck again in this period of waiting in the crypto market. It's not fun. It's not exciting. I get it. I'm here with you guys. I'm ready for things to just begin to take off. Now, obviously, we talked about a very exciting sign late last night. We talked about potentially this golden cross leading us into alt season. This was again on the total 2. So this is all assets outside of BTC. And what we were seeing was that 100-week moving average cross that 200-week moving average, which last market cycle is what led us to the beginning of this big boom in the crypto market. Now, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. I'm not guaranteeing that's what's going to happen or anything like that. So anybody that was freaking out and saying, oh yeah, your projections are crap. Guys, I don't make projections that often, but I do relay data. I relay important things that people need to know. And something that I don't see really anybody talking about right now is what the overall market cap of crypto is doing currently. And this is very important because this is consistent from cycle to cycle to cycle. We retest. We actually, once we have our breakout to new all-time highs in terms of the overall market cap of crypto, we actually retest the prior highs. If you guys don't believe me, let's take a look here. All right, let's take a look at what the overall market cap of crypto is doing right here. We had our breakout from our prior high, which was just over $3 trillion all the way back at the top of November of 2021. And we had a nice surge all the way up to about $3.7 trillion. And then what did we do? We came back down. We retested this prior high. Now, we did actually have the flash crash, which brought us below it. But if you guys haven't noticed, we're still kind of hanging around the bottom here because we haven't really gotten an exact retest. It's been slightly above here, and understand that we don't need to touch this perfectly, right? Now, that being said, this has been climbing over the last 2 days. That's a good sign. But when we look back historically speaking, let's see what the market has done. When we look at how we got into the early part of 2021, you guys can see we broke that prior all-time high on a nice surge to the upside. We came back down. We actually retested. This one didn't cross completely, but got very close in the latter part of January. And then it was off to the races, right? Let's look at the prior market cycle. Once we ended up getting our breakout here, which was again in January of 2017, we came back down and tried to retest the high. Now, this doesn't show what the high was back in 2013, but the high at that point was actually 13 billion. I had this pulled up. I might have deleted it, but it was $13 billion in overall market cap of crypto, which is kind of crazy to think about, right? Shiba Inu right now, $9.4 billion. The overall market cap of crypto back in 2013 was only $13 billion. Crazy stuff, right? But anyways, we did the same thing. We came back down. We retested that prior global market cap high before we started making those extensions and major runs to the upside. Now, again, what a lot of people have identified and what I've mentioned a lot is that this cycle very closely resembles what happened in 2016 into 2017. It's very, very close. And what that means is that we may get into this part of the adoption curve that just booms everything, where everything starts to run in conjunction. We've talked about these different sub-cycles, the meme coin sub-cycle, the meme season that we're waiting for, and everything may just run together. There comes a point where adoption is so big and happens so fast, it's very difficult to slow things down. And that's kind of what we experienced back here in 2017. 2016 and 2017. And we really need to ask ourselves, what can possibly slow things down at this point? We've dealt with so much bad news along the way, so many things that have hurt SHIB price, right? How much more can there really be to subdue assets further? Not really a whole lot, right? Maybe the big R word, which is something that we maybe need to discuss once we get into 2026. I think that's kind of kicked down the road. But understand that, we've been waiting, all right? We've been patiently waiting for this time where the market is going to boom. And there are a lot of signs that are starting to show this may be about that time where we begin to boom. We may not be waiting for quantitative easing. We may not be waiting for further announcements from the government. It doesn't need to be a specific thing that sends the market in motion. So just something to watch closely here. Appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.